was the trip to Maui?
It was actually good to go this time, so it was very enjoyable. I know the team went snorkeling, but I didn't participate in that. I'm not the biggest swimmer, so overall it was a good experience for me.
And, when you guys get tested like that against ranked teams and you come out with wins, how do you guys feel about that? And what do you think you guys learned about yourselves on the trip?
It shows that we can get off to good starts. It shows that we can battle back when teams make their runs. It showed a lot of growth on our team. It's always good to play good competition early in the season to kind of see where your team ranks. But those games are kind of behind us now because we play a good team in Utah on Thursday. So we got to prepare like they're one of the best teams we've played so far. So that's our mindset moving forward.
What kind of growth?
I mean, like early in the season when you're getting tested like that, it kind of shows that you can play in those type of games. For me, just playing at Texas and just going through it before, it just shows like we're a good team when it matters.
Were you nervous before the first game?
Honestly, no. Cause I know that like the work that I put in and where my mind was and just the preparation that I had, it kind of was good to see like the results. I was tired the first 3 minutes playing because it was my first time playing in the game, but nervous? No, I wasn't nervous.
How was it fitting in early?
It was good. I practiced with them every day. I was taking more second team reps because of the suspension, but leading up until like me playing my first game, I was getting more first team reps. And then in the summertime, I was getting a lot of first team reps. So it wasn't like a big drop off for me. It was just good to be out there and just be able to like contribute in a positive way.
Courtney, what was it like for you to have to sit out? Had you ever been through anything like that before?
The last time I had to sit out was my senior year in high school. I missed the first 9 games because I broke my wrist. So that was the only time that I ever missed games. It's just crazy that it took till my senior year in high school to miss games and then my last year in college to miss games. But it was completely different. This was a suspension and the first one was an injury. So neither one I can like really control.
So out in Maui, the fouls started to pick up a little bit in the second and third games.
Mm-hmm.
How much of that was due to the way you guys were playing defensively?
When you're aggressive, fouls are going to happen. It shows like both teams were aggressive. I think that's a good thing. I think if a team doesn't foul, then it's just like they're playing passive and they're just not being aggressive. So I don't think the fouls were that big of an issue. Of course, we can limit some of them with better technique and better preparation. But overall, I think it was a good thing for us to show that we're an aggressive team, that we care about defense too.
During the preseason that sometimes it's important to show early that you're willing to foul to kind of get in the head of the ball handler.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel that's something that you were able to do?
I mean, yeah, coming from the Big 12, it's a physical league. I think there's a lot of free throws shot in the Big 12. So for me, it's kind of an adjustment playing in a more fast-paced, more offensive-minded league. So they tell me all the time I just got to show my hands more. I can't be as physical. But at the end of the day, I feel like having that playing style and carrying it over into the games, it kind of just sends a message like, all right, it's not going to be easy tonight.
You're in this offense specifically. How do you feel about it? How's it maybe what you thought it was or didn't think it was going to be?
I mean, I was kind of used to the offense in the summertime. Of course, it was an adjustment for me playing in a whole different style of play. But playing in my first game, it was just good to see like the results. Everything that we did was what we practiced, so it was nothing new for me. The speed was kind of something that I wasn't used to because it was my first game being played. But overall, I think it's good so far.
The biggest eye-opening thing about the speed of it?
Just the pace. Last year I played in a slower pace. Even with my first coach, it wasn't as fast, but we played with a tempo. But I think the pace is the biggest thing that sticks out for me so far.
How does the front court of Azuolas and Umar benefit the backcourt?
They benefit us, we benefit them. When you have shooters on the perimeter, it kind of gives them more space down low. Then when you got good bigs who creates a lot of attention, they can kick it out to us, and it kind of frees us up too. So I think it's a perfect mix and perfect balance so far. We just got to continue to grow and just continue to fix the things that we don't do well, just so later in the season we can just be a complete team.
How do you complement Kerr?
As another ball handler, another shooter. Take pressure off him on defense. He takes a lot of pressure off me, bringing the ball up and just being a facilitator. Just being a leader, just always talking to him, just making sure he's in the right headspace and stuff like that. Just being mature. I feel like he helps me as I help him.
He's categorized you as a great on-ball defender.
Mm-hmm.
How have you been able to develop that aspect of your game?
It's something that I always wanted to do, but I think it was my sophomore year. We hired a new assistant coach, and he kind of challenged me to be a two-way player. It was something that was kind of new for me, so I took on that challenge, and ever since then, I just wanted to show like I can be great on both sides of the ball. I think that's something that can help me stand out as I continue to play.
Tommy seemed to indicate in Maui, as good as you are defensively, there was little things that to mesh into his system defensively. What's the difference for you opposed to what you were doing under Shaka and Chris Beard, defensively? Is it?
With Shaka was a lot of switching, a lot of X and out just to create, so there wasn't a lot of mismatches. With Beard, it was the side defense, so forcing everything baseline, keeping things out of the middle. And then that's with Coach Lloyd, it's just scoring your man up, fighting through screens, just being physical, not taking shortcuts. But he gives me a lot of freedom just to make my own decisions. But I think the first game, I kind of was tired and I kind of shot a lot of screens, and he was mad at me for that. But with a coach like that who pushes you and wants you to be great, his message is different than others because he cares. So like hearing that message kind of motivated me just to get better right away.
You say shot a lot of screens. What do you mean specifically?
So like instead of fighting over the screen, I shoot under the screen. Going back and watching it on film, it led to a couple easy buckets for the other team. So it's just something that for me, I know I can fix right away. So
Is that, of all the defensive adjustments you've had made in this system, is that as big as any maybe, or are there any other things, little differences?
I think the biggest thing is just coming from like a system where we send everything baseline, and Tommy isn't opposed of it, but it's not his main defense. It's kind of different.
What's the you spoke offensively, you just touched on it, but what was it you say? Obviously the system with Shock was probably closer to what you're doing here. How would you say it's different even then comparing?
I just think we share the ball more. I think with Shaka, the ball got stagnant sometimes because we had great players too, so we all wanted to showcase our abilities, but it was more of a one-on-one type of system. We did ball screens and stuff like that, but I just think, as you can see early on, that we share the ball a lot. We make the extra pass. We pass up good shots to get great shots. I think a lot of teams do it. I just think it just sticks out here more than others.
Could you tell right away last summer that Umar was going to be really good?
Yeah, just the work that he put in. I knew Zoo was gonna have a great season this year, as he's doing so far. Kerr put in a lot of good work before I got here, as I heard. I just think every guy just does the stuff that they're supposed to do on and off the court. So it's like if you're doing that, then you're gonna be successful on the court.
The Utah road trip coming up, you mentioned that you got tired a little bit in that first game.
Mm-hmm.
What are the challenges in playing in high altitude?
This will be my first time doing it, so I don't really know anything about it. But I just know for the past 2 days I've just been working super hard just to fight through fatigue, and I just think it's gonna help our team out too. We didn't settle and just come back and just feel like we won a national championship. I think we got back to work the next day, and it was just good to see everybody in the gym.
What was the reaction when you guys saw you shot from 14 all the way up to 4?
It was good. It's good to get the recognition, but we're not satisfied. Our ultimate goal is to be number one at the end of the season and be the final 2 teams playing. So I think the regular season, it matters, but it's not the ultimate goal for us. There's been teams who ranked in the top 25 to make a national championship, so we just got to take that mindset.
So you guys came back Friday. You go back to practice right away, Friday or Saturday, or?
I think the whole team was in the gym Saturday at some point in time, so it was good to see that and just to see how the players weren't satisfied with the championship.
And then regular practices on Sunday, yeah. So how has that been going, and was there any lag just because, a big win and, good time over there, and then you come here and got to get back to work?
I think we all kind of understood that we couldn't just have that linger around because that's not how good teams operate. So every guy's been doing that part of getting in the gym, getting extra treatment, stuff like that. But no, I don't think it was no lag at all. We talk about it, but it's not our main focus right now. I think our main focus right now is beating a good team in Utah on Thursday.
All right. Thanks, Courtney.
Thank you.